We'll see high in the upper 50s today. It's time for Marketplace.
You know, it's kind of hard to just quit gas.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Palo Alto Networks. Palo Alto Networks delivers what's next in cybersecurity innovation to protect today's digital way of life. Learn more at paloaltonetworks.com.
From Marketplace, I'm Sabri Ben-Achour. A gallon of gas will set you back $4.52 on average in the U.S., $6.15 in California. A mere eternity ago, in February, before President Trump launched the war on Iran, gas was at just $2.98 a gallon. Energy Secretary Chris Wright, over the weekend, floated the idea of pausing the federal gas tax to give Americans some relief. As you can imagine, these prices are going to be harder on some people than on others. That is what a study by the Federal Reserve Bank of New York found. Upper-income households barely cut back on gas at all. They just paid it. Lower-income households, though, not only pulled back on gas, but they still ended up spending more money on it overall because the prices are so high. Marketplace's Nova Safo reports.
At a gas station down the block from Marketplace in LA, the price board read $6.98.9 for a gallon of regular when Joanne Lee was filling up her Cadillac SUV.
It's doubled. Everyone feels it, right?
Lee says one of her children commutes to school by bus, and in the before times,
we used to go and pick him up more frequently, probably are not doing that as much.
If gas prices stay high months from now,
I think it will have implications on, how much maybe we donate to the certain causes.
Lee's cuts so far have been minor, but the New York Fed found that for lower-income households, the cuts have been more dramatic. Gasoline use declined 7% in March. Higher-income households cut back just 1%.
It really does seem that the lower 20 or 30% of the income distribution is really feeling this most acutely.
Ted Rossman of Bankrate says that's consistent with the K-shaped economy, lower income households struggling, upper income prospering. But the New York Fed says the disparities are growing even wider this time than in 2022, when gas prices spiked because Russia invaded Ukraine. Benga Ajilori is chief economist at the Center for Budget and Policy Priorities.
So in 2022, this was right after the pandemic, so we had the expanded unemployment insurance benefits.
Also expanded tax credits, rebate checks, higher savings, stronger wage gains.
So we had people at the lower middle income of the distribution having more money so that they could weather these price shocks.
This time around, Ajilori expects more people to cut costs as gas prices remain elevated. I'm Nova Safo for Marketplace.
All right, let's do the numbers. Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ futures are all down in the 1 to 0.2% range, with Dow futures down 33 points.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Schwab. At Schwab, investors get choices ranging from self-directed investing to full-service wealth management all in one place. Learn more at schwab.com. And by Million Bazillion, a Webby-winning podcast from Marketplace, teaches your little ones all about money. Listen to Million Bazillion wherever you get your podcasts.
Not too long ago, Meta announced it was installing software on employees' computers that tracks their keystrokes and mouse movements, not for performance reviews, Meta says, but rather to help train its artificial intelligence. That's apparently sparked some backlash within the company over privacy concerns. But it is far from the only controversial way companies have trained their AIs. The game Pokemon Go used billions of images uploaded by users to train a navigation AI. Uber uses its drivers to train AI by uploading photos or voice clips, although it does pay them to do it. Panos Ipirotis is a professor of technology and business at NYU's Stern School and is here to talk about Meta's plan and more. Good morning.
Good morning.
Is this just something freaky that Meta cooked up, or is this part of some larger trend on how we train our AIs?
15 years back, I was working with Odesk, which is now called Upwork, which was allowing people to hire contractors anywhere in the world and to establish trust. One of the things that they were doing was they were recording the screen of the employees and the keystrokes and the mouse movements, etc. So this thing exists for almost 20 years.
What's new about it, I guess, is the fact that it's done for purposes of AI training. So I just wonder if there are ever new ways that we are training AI and may not know about it?
Well, this goes back 20 years back. Do you remember all these captchas?
Yes, like click here to prove you're not a robot?
Yeah, and you need to click on a bicycle, on a bus, recognizing different objects. You are providing labels to a confused AI system that tries to figure out, is there really a bus here? And so on. So all this reCAPTCHA is providing directly training data. But also when people participate on Reddit, people ask questions, there is a lot of discussion back there, people vote on the answers. This is very useful and extremely often leveraged by the LLMs when they are trying to get knowledge about obscure topics.
Are AI firms constantly looking for new and creative ways to train their models?
100%. There is a general policy question. Who gets the benefit of this data? For example, you go on Reddit, you participate in a discussion, and Reddit afterwards sells this data to LLM companies, to OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, etc. It's actually one of the biggest sources of revenue. You as a Reddit participant don't get paid anything. The LLM companies, they train their models, they get value out of that. So the only person that doesn't get value out of it is the people who contribute the data.
Are there any guardrails or laws that would regulate like the privacy aspect of this, or the people kind of unwittingly training models part of this?
Companies typically do have the right terms of service that give them the ability to mine the data, train on the data, and so on. You don't have the right to opt out often, but this is literally just deleting your data from someone's database. This doesn't work well when we're talking about trained models. We don't really have much of a framework around such scenarios.
Panos Ipirotis is a professor of technology and business at NYU Stern School. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
In New York, I'm Sabri Ben-Achour with the Marketplace Morning Report. From APM, American Public Media.